Well, let's move on to the Futurity Stakes now, race number 8 on the program. And Gold Ace, where's he been? Well, he's been to Western Australia and he's been able to win 2 feature races there, and most recently it was the Gold Nugget. Let's go back to his last win here in NZ, and this was him winning. Well, this wasn't his last one in New Zealand, but let's go back and soak up the Harness Jewels.
Terror to Love, Hans Christian, Gold Ace still in front. They go to war again. Terror to Love, Hans Christian might bomb them both. Gold Ace, Hans Christian, Gold Ace won it. Gold Ace, I think Blair thinks he might have won on Hans Christian. I think you're wrong, Blair. Terror to Love ran third, then came in Perian. Delight Brigade, Better Dream.
Well, Craig, we've been talking about this horse with the way that Terror to Love has really come on as a 4-year-old this year. And, of course, Gold Ace, he was able to beat that horse every time. Obviously, there's been a lot of improvement from a 3-year-old year to a 4-year-old year from Terror to Love. And then he goes to Australia, and Gary Hall Jr., they just start talking up this horse as the next time the Mighty Quinn.
Well, that's right, Brennan. He was 2 from 2 over there. He's been brought back to New Zealand. He's a little bit of a freshen up. I did talk to Stephen Reid earlier this evening, Brennan, and he said, listen, just take heed. The horse is probably not screwed down. He's at about 90, 95%. He had a final workout this morning with Easy on the Eye, the stablemate. They worked very well this morning. Stephen's very happy with the horse. I actually went out and watched his work last Wednesday, and he worked with a galloping pacemaker at his last mile, 1:58, and he ran home in 56 seconds. He's pretty forward, but he's not screwed down. Stephen said, if they run 3:24.23 off the front, he's going to have to run 3:20, which is going to be very hard from first up. What he did say, he's got the class, and class can beat a lot of things, even a field like this, starting off that big handicap. So number 9, Gold Ace, just a little bit of a warning that, hey, he's probably not screwed down to be at 100% for Friday night. Main danger, Gomeo Romeo. We have, of course, a look at his last start win. That was in that record race at Cambridge last week, setting them up. What's on his side? He's got race day fitness. He's had 2 or 3 wins in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He leads them up in track record time last start, beating a good field, the likes of Sir Lincoln and, of course, Pembroke Benny, and did it very easy. Did it with authority, winning by some 3.5 lengths. Of course, he was good in running second the start before behind Sir Lincoln in a pedestrian run race. He's obviously gone on with that. Standing start manners are quite good. He's won 2 from 9, and he's off that 20-metre handicap along with Gold Ace. Manners are the key. It's not a big field. We've got a scratching and a Better Dream. We've only got 8 runners, so the gaps will close quickly. The back markers are the 2, whether Gold Ace is ready for a tough 2,700 metres or whether the tempo of the race is run at a slightly easier pace will allow him to get home. It's a cracking contest. It'll be very interesting to see what Steve Richardson does on tomorrow morning. Of course, the market will open up. I had a quick talk to him this evening. He said, hey, at this stage, I think I'll open Gold Ace around 240. He'll be my favourite. From there, Gomeo Romeo, second favourite, and Hans Christian, third favourite. 240, it's going to be a pretty attractive price for a few punters. They'll be looking at his form line thinking, hey, he's been outstanding and winning in Perth. He was our top 3-year-old last season. Will we take the chance that he's ready to win first up? 240 is not a bad price, Brennan, and what is only an 8-horse field.
Yeah, look, would you take $2.40? Because I think there's a lot of obstacles in front of Gold Ace, standing start, and you've got horses that are on the nickel and are ready to race, and he's not quite right, as you said from Stephen Reid. 90% might be good enough to win the race, but there's certainly just that little query there, isn't there?
Well, there is. Of course, the standing start is a bit of a concern. I can tell you that Stephen said he's given him 5 or 6 stands in the last week, and he's performed very well from a standing start, so he hasn't really got that as a problem. It's more the match day fitness against his rivals like Gomeo Romeo and Statesman. Hans Christian have been racing week in, week out, probably for the last 3 or 4 weeks. But as you say, class can bet a lot of things, and we'll see where he is for Friday night. If he is going to be vulnerable, it will be this Friday night. Of course, Easy on the Eye, the stablemate, he's been great in winning his last 2. He's a horse that could quite possibly set them up in front. Could be very hard to catch. And then you got the likes of Statesman, who's won 4 of his last 5 starts and probably flown under the radar a bit. But he was good at Alexandra Park on New Year's Eve. Come from 3 back on the fence to rattle home and win there and beat a really nice class 4 to 7 field. So he's another one that's had 1 start from a stand and a winning run. So as you can say, you can make a case for 3 or 4 runners. If you think Gold Ace is vulnerable this week, bet against him. You're going to get a good price on other runners.